Welcome to Making Hope. I am your host, Kimberly Dudick, and this season we're talking about ways you can take steps every day to fight back against sexism, oppression, and fight for reproductive justice. Cities and counties can act to protect abortion access because many times local particular factors can affect whether abortions are safe, legal, and accessible. Local officials can prioritize reproductive justice and implement local policies to help, and this can occur even in red states that attempt to ban abortion access. That's why we're focusing on what cities and counties can do, and also what some states can do to protect abortion access. On the last episode, we talked about how local rules can protect those who attend or work at abortion care clinics from being physically blocked or harassed when attempting to access these clinics. And we went into detail about some laws involved with this. If you're interested in that, check out the last episode. On this episode, we are going to talk about how providing free local internet service at public places like public libraries can support reproductive justice and abortion access. Individuals may be concerned that law enforcement will access their phone information to see if they have searched for abortion-related services. They would then be concerned that the law enforcement may utilize this information to prosecute them for some abortion-related crime. Now, we're not going to get into how many issues this raises, such as an invasion of the right to privacy and the violation of the rights to autonomy, because there are a lot of issues. But we're not focusing on that. What we're talking about is what we can do to counter that. So localities can ensure that public libraries have resources for individuals to conduct internet searches on abortion information. This can also occur at other places, such as your local county courthouse or your city courthouse or other public buildings. But libraries really are a good place to go to search for this. And if somebody has children, it's a really good place to go because then you can let your kids wander around and find some good books to read. So having this public internet service allows individuals to not have search information stored on their personal device that could be used to prosecute them for an abortion-related crime. Localities can ensure the availability of these services and also that the availability is publicized so people know that it's accessible. If you have a public library in your town, you may have seen the computers there that individuals can use. These may also be located at other public buildings. There's an organization called the American Library Association that's the foremost national organization that provides resources to inspire library and information professionals to transform their communities through essential programs and services that they can provide at their libraries. This organization has been around for more than 140 years, and it's been in operation and considered the trusted voice for academic, public, school, government, and special libraries, advocating for the profession and the library's role in enhancing learning and ensuring access to information for all. On August 9th, 2022, the American Library Association issued a statement that condemned proposed state legislation limiting access to information on reproductive health at the libraries. I'm going to read you part of that statement because it perfectly encapsulates what allowing access to this information means to people, why it's important, and why it's important, especially in libraries. So here we go. The Executive Board of the American Library Association, the ALA, issued the following statement in response to state legislation that would censor library materials or put at risk library workers who provide access to information, including information on abortion or any aspect of reproductive health care. The ALA stands committed to the free, fair, and unrestricted exchange of ideas, and the right of library patrons to seek information free from observation or unwanted surveillance by the government or other third parties in accordance with the law and the U.S. Constitution. The ALA opposes policies and legislation that ban content, restrict access to information, or compromise library users' right to seek information without the subject matter of their inquiries becoming known to others. Recently enacted state legislation prohibits abortion and imposes both criminal and legal penalties for performing illegal abortions or aiding and abetting the performance of an illegal abortion. The passage of this legislation and proposals to adopt similar legislation in other states has prompted concerns that provisions within those bills may be used to pursue criminal or civil charges against library workers for providing library users access to reproductive health information, including information about abortion. Some of these bills incentivize individuals to pursue civil action against individuals with the promise of financial gain. It is the professional responsibility of library workers to curate resources and provide assistance to library users seeking information without imposing their personal beliefs or engaging in viewpoint discrimination. They do so in compliance with state and federal laws and the U.S. Constitution, including those provisions that safeguard information access and patron privacy. Library workers do not provide medical or legal advice. As members of a profession committed to free and equitable access to information and the pursuit of knowledge, we stand firm in opposing any effort to suppress access to information about reproductive health, including abortion, whether for medical purposes or as a matter of public concern and individual liberty. Access to information in a library is a First Amendment protected activity, and ALA will defend that right and work with libraries, library workers, and library users to protect it, as well as support and defend library workers whose positions are jeopardized because of their defense of their users' right to freely access information. So that statement has a few really interesting terms in it. We talk about liberty, access to information, the First Amendment, and many other things that are really important when we're talking about abortion restrictions. Many libraries provide their resources, but with the attacks on libraries, as well as the attacks on reproductive rights, autonomy, and privacy, nothing is certain to stay this way, that they can still continue to provide this service. That's why we need to act to protect it. If you want to start working on this issue, if you love your libraries and you want your local leaders to take action so that your town has anonymous internet access at your public library or in other public buildings, let's talk about what you can do. First, sit down and write out what you would like to see changed and with whom. So you're actually going to need to find out what happens at your local library, where there is public access to the internet, and where there may be public access in other government buildings. Once you find that out, use the contact information for your elected officials that are local, your mayor, city council, and county commissioners. Contact them and talk to them about what you want to see them do. If you want to see them provide this internet access, let them know that. If they already provide it, let them know that you strongly support it and you support the continued funding and access of our public libraries for all citizens. Let them know that you support policies and regulations that support public libraries and internet access. Let them know that you don't want them to pass policies that attack our local libraries or take away their funding. Let them also know, while we're on the topic, that you don't support book bans. Anytime books have been banned, it never leads anywhere good. And if you look at the groups historically who have banned books, those are not groups that we want to follow or emulate. They're hate-driven groups, and they have no place in our modern world. You can also do more in your personal sphere of influence. Your personal platform is power. Talk to others about your love of libraries, your thoughts on how public locations like libraries can be used for public internet access so that people can search for abortion-related information. People love public libraries and they're a great community resource. Our other public buildings are too. Engage people in supporting these buildings. Post online about what you would like to see done. Write into your local paper and share your thoughts there. These are steps that you can take to help protect the fundamental right to an abortion and our other fundamental rights: access to information, right to free speech, a right to autonomy, a right to privacy. Our public libraries, though, they are important and provide important services to our towns. and they're especially under attack with the book bans and other attacks that extremists are waging on them. We need to support them, and we need their services. All of these are little steps that we can take, but they're steps on the path leading forward to protect reproductive rights. We have the power to shape the world we want. We're not powerless against extremists, and we're not powerless to stop the rollback of reproductive freedom. We won't go back. It is time for us to act now and push for the policies that we want to see. Thank you for joining today. Stay tuned for the next episode to learn more ways you can act to protect reproductive rights. If you want to stay up to date, follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Making Hope Podcast and on Twitter at Making Hope Pod. If you want to reach out about these issues, have some thoughts, or just want to share, email us at makinghopepodcast@gmail.com. We really look forward to hearing from you. This podcast is your tool to use in the fight for reproductive freedom. We'll give you ideas, and you take those ideas and put them into action. Together, we can lead this fight and make a better future for us and future generations. You have the power. Until next time, keep fighting that good fight. And go to your library. They're great places.